In 2009, I established the Translational Research for Injury Prevention Laboratory. I really had the mission to reduce motor vehicle crashes in the southeastern United States. And at that time, we were using a lower fidelity driving simulator to study driver behavior. And so I knew I needed to take it to the next level, and I started to research and figure out what other researchers in the country were using to study driving, and that's when I discovered real time.
When you get in the car, it has everything you expect it to have. It's still fully operational on the interior. The simulation is set up, customized to the vehicle itself, so that means the ride height is also adjusted to being in an SUV. You say simulator, and a lot of times people anticipate some computer screens, steering wheel, whereas here they walk in the door and they say this is a real car. It is on a 1 degree of freedom motion base, and so not only does it look like a full car, when they get in, they start driving, it will behave like one in that as they decelerate and come to a stop, it'll pitch them forward. And as they accelerate, it'll start to pitch them backwards. We want them to forget that it is a simulator because we want them to exhibit their normal driving behavior, and they will start doing everything they would normally. They adjust the seat, they adjust the steering wheel, they buckle up. Those are all good cues to us as researchers that tell us they're exhibiting normal behavior.
The work that's going on here is so practical to everyday life for everybody. Distracted driving is a huge problem, and the simulator that we have here is very well positioned to engage with our School of Medicine, our School of Public Health, to address issues around distracted driving, but also driving with regards to people recovering from injuries, people with disabilities. And so this is an excellent tool for us to use to really advance the field.
I think it's unique in the world. It helps our own desire to reduce accidents, to reduce distracted driving. I think that's a goal of most car companies too, is for their products to be safe in the marketplace. And certainly this research facility will lead toward that.
When we start to look at our statistics, most of our statistics say that 85 to 95% of our crashes are driver behavioral type crashes and problems. And it involves research, and so we have to look at and research the problems that we have and then try to find better ways to address them.
Most of these driving simulators exist in engineering labs. We're psychologists, so we're coming from this from a psychological perspective, and I think that's important because the #1 factor that increases crash risk is driver behavior. So behavioral scientists are trained to understand how we might modify those behaviors, and I think that's really what we're doing here that's interesting in our lab.
We can actually look at how does that cognition translate into actual behavior. It's a very interesting process of watching psychology have to start integrating with all this technology that's happening.
I think because driving is relatable, a lot of the students enjoy being in this lab because we're studying something that everyone does every day, and that is driving.